Sponsored by Skillshare. Get 2 months of unlimited access to thousands of classes for free. Link in the description. If you go by the BizPub headlines, the iPhone is suffering. It's always suffering. In the old days, it was perpetually going to be late, or constrained, or facing weak demand. Remember how Jim Cramer explained it?
Yeah, Apple's very important to spread the rumor that that both Verizon and AT&T have decided they don't like the phone.
Right.
That's a very easy one to do because it's also you want to spread the rumor that it's not going to be ready for Macworld. And this is very easy because the people who write about Apple want that story. And you can claim that it's credible because you spoke to someone at Apple, because Apple isn't and it doesn't.
Right, they're not going to comment. They're not going to say.
So it's really an ideal short.
But a few years ago, when I and others called them out on it, and it blew up spectacularly, there was a major shift in strategy. From big, sketchy reports to a kind of slow jamming the neg. The Wall Street Journal in particular seems unable to print the word iPhone anymore without some weird glitch in their autocorrect system changing it to declining iPhone, lackluster iPhone, flagging iPhone, weak, stalling, faltering, slumping, slowing, waning, sputtering, downturning, business damaging, woes threatening, troubled iPhone. And that's just over the last 6 months of their thesaurus subscription. It almost seems designed to make you think no one wants the iPhone anymore, when, in reality, it reflects so many people having wanted and gotten the iPhone that both the business and technology have crossed the chasm from early explosive growth to maturity in a decade flat. Sure, you can play some games with gimmicks and experimental form factors, and tech pundits will love you for it, or run at no or below margin, but that burns out your base or your business rather than continuing to build strong customer relationships and sustainable product lines. Which is why I think what I've been saying for the last several years is proving true. Once you've built up your primary business into a platform, you can then use that platform to build up everything else, including other primary businesses. The iPhone, despite not selling as many units as it did before 1 billion people had already bought them, is still slowly growing as a platform. But more than that, everything from Apple Watch to AirPods to Apple Music and Apple Pay are growing spectacularly off its back. Yes, iPhone revenue was down 9% from the same quarter last year, but everything else was firing to such a degree total revenue actually still grew by 1.8%. And that means Apple has largely proven itself capable of growing beyond the iPhone, which of course means Wall Street has to now figure out how to project nervousness over a far more diversified success. Highlights from Apple's Q4 2019 conference call with CEO Tim Cook and CFO Luca Maestri included the announcement that Apple Card, which they're calling the most successful card launch in history, will soon let customers buy a new iPhone and pay it off over 24 months at 0% interest and still get 3% cash back because Apple Card purchase. Personally, I'm still waiting for Apple Card and Apple Pay Cash to start moving into additional geographies, but along with the iPhone upgrade program, the compelling idea of iPhone as a service continues to become more and more of a reality. I'd love to see subscription Apple Watches and AirPods and other products as well. Pay monthly, get new devices annually, feed a refurbished secondary market, and ensure responsible recycling of what can be and disposal of what can't be, and you have a better business for Apple and less digital graveyards accumulating for customers. iPhone 11, as many expected, is proving the most popular of the new iPhones. The same was true last year with the iPhone XR, but I think Apple was smart to change up the pricing and the branding. Always make customers feel like they're getting more for more, never that they're settling for less for less. iPad was up 17%, which probably reflects just how strong Apple's current lineup is, from the $329 entry-level model, which keeps getting better and better, to the new mid-level Air and Mini, to the really strong iPads Pro right at the top. And I think that shows, despite some stumbles in the middle years, the iPhone platform still has a halo, and when Apple can understand the upgrade cycle and deliver a compelling lineup year after year, the market responds. There wasn't as much talk about the Mac this quarter because there hasn't been as much to talk about with the Mac. Last year, by the end of October, we had updated MacBook Pros and all new MacBook Airs and Mac Minis. We got spec-bumped MacBook Pros and iMacs earlier this year and a preview of the all-new Mac Pro back in June, but we're still waiting on whatever is next for the MacBook Pro and to see if Apple can really keep the MacBook Air and Mac Mini updated on a yearly basis. Likewise, the iMac Pro is going on 2 years without an update. The Mac was still super profitable for Apple, and like the iPad, more than half the people buying them were first-time buyers, which is great. But Apple has really been winning back the faithful over the last year or so, and I really hope they close out 2019 just as strongly in that regard. Wearables, which is what Apple calls Watch, AirPods, and Beats, grew over 30%. ECG functionality, which faces region-by-region regulatory hurdles, is now available in 32 regions. A whopping 3/4 of Apple Watch buyers were also new to the product as well, which is something I think tech pundits still keep missing amid their annual should you upgrade annually spiel. Unlike the billion big iPhone market, there's still a huge untapped market for Apple Watch, and it'll be interesting to see how the $199 Apple Watch 3 addresses that. Also, the new AirPods Pro. Nothing much was reported on home and accessories, but that deserves its own video in the near future. Then there's services. Those were up 18%. I still think there are some legitimate challenges and criticisms over some of the aspects here, including revenue from Google for default search engine placement and the continued abuse of App Store subscriptions by a subset of unscrupulous apps and developers, which is something that Apple really has to clamp down on. But when you look at how well existing services like Apple Music, iCloud, and Apple Pay are doing, which is now in 49 markets, to the just launched News Plus, Apple Arcade, and the about to be launched TV Plus, and stalwarts like AppleCare, it's getting harder and harder to say Apple just doesn't get services. They get them, and they're investing in them, including bundling a free year of TV Plus with hardware purchases, and for students with Apple Music subscriptions, and hopefully more bundles to come. We can all argue about fatigue in the era where each media category is essentially flattened down to one small monthly subscription. But management fatigue is real and something platform companies like Apple can help centralize and improve. And that goes beyond subscriptions as well. When you step back and stop looking at each of these businesses as separate businesses and look at them as what I think they really are, pieces of more singular, more holistic puzzles being carefully put into place, that I think things get really interesting for Apple's future, including the lackluster, flagging, weak, stalling, faltering, slumping, slowing, whatever else myopic narratives you want to pile on it, iPhone. More on that soon. Only partially because I wish I could animate it all out for you, but that's where Skillshare and Polymatter come in. Evan has his class up on how to make an animated YouTube video, just like his Polymatter channel. It's intended as an introduction, but like he says, by the end of the course, you could have your own very first video uploaded to YouTube. Skillshare is an online learning community with thousands of classes in video, audio, business, and more. Premium membership gives you unlimited access to high-quality classes on must-know topics, so you can improve your skills, unlock new opportunities, and do the work you love. Join the millions of students already learning on Skillshare today and get 2 months of unlimited access to thousands of classes for free. To sign up, visit the link in the description and start learning today. Thanks, Skillshare, and thanks to all of you for supporting the show. Now, I want to take a moment to congratulate Nancy Paxton, retiring Director of Investor Relations at Apple, on her 93rd and final earnings call. Yours has been the voice that welcomed us and sent us on our way for so many years. So it's only right and good that we welcome you to your retirement and send you our very best wishes as you go on your way. For everyone else, hit like if you do, hit subscribe if you haven't already, and smash that bell dingus Wall Street Journal thesaurus style so YouTube will actually tell you when future videos go live. Then hit up the comments and let me know, how do you see Apple's beyond iPhone future playing out? Thanks for watching. See you next video.